Well, today was a perfect 10 in my book. It really was a gorgeous day, wasn't it? Beautiful sunny skies, light winds, and comfortable temperatures. A fantastic fall day. And if you like today, I think you're going to like tomorrow. We will, however, have a few more clouds during the morning, but overall, a nice mixture of sun and clouds tomorrow, and temps look above normal. Before we get into the forecast, let's take a look back at of course, what happened last night. With last night's earthquake, was starting to get some nice video trickling in. This piece of video right here comes in from the Waterboro Selectmen's meeting, where their meeting, of course, was interrupted by an earthquake. In fact, the strongest earthquake recorded here in southern Maine, at least in recorded history anyway. We're going to take a look at some of those stats in just a moment right here. This piece of video coming in from Poland, another selectmen meeting, where they were interrupted with this earthquake as well. So we're getting these nice pieces of video. This next piece of video coming in from Buxton, that one, Plumbers Market, where they have several cameras right there picking up on the earthquake. A bunch of items falling off the shelves there over at Plumbers Market. All right, let's take a look at the details of this one. That was the first magnitude, 4.5. It was eventually downgraded or revised, I should say, by the USGS. Centered in Waterboro, or about 4 miles north of Waterboro. It was a relatively shallow earthquake as far as earthquakes go, only about 4 miles below the surface of the ground. And typically the shallower earthquakes are felt by more people or over a wider range, and that certainly was the case last night. This earthquake being felt as far north as southern Canada and as far south and west as New York. So incredible stuff out of this one. How does it rank with other earthquakes we've had over the last 15 years or so? Last 15 years, the strongest one was 4.2, and that was over in Acadia National Park, over near Mount Desert Island, October 2nd, 2006. This one ranks second over the last 15 years. As far as I can see, it is the strongest earthquake ever recorded in southern Maine. The strongest earthquake ever recorded in the state of Maine was way back in 1904. That was 5.1 magnitude over toward Eastport, Maine. So that was a sizable quake with some minor damage associated with that one. Luckily, with last night's quake, only minor damage with things falling off the walls and shelves and that kind of thing. Some cracks reported in chimneys and foundations as well. Largest New England earthquake, just in case you're wondering, was way back in 1638. How about that? 6.5 magnitude with that earthquake. All right, let's start talking about some weather now. All right, I don't have any earthquakes in the forecast tonight, but last night I didn't either. Sunny skies are back in the forecast for tomorrow. What's happening tonight, we have a weak front approaching. There's actually some warmer air that's going to try to punch in. And out ahead of that, we have a few clouds out there. Some of these clouds roll in tonight. First of the high-thin variety, and then eventually some mid-level clouds will roll in. And you'll probably start the day with some clouds tomorrow morning, and then we break into a little bit of wedge of sun before our next round of clouds approaches. Notice on the very edge of your screen right there, that is the edge of what once was Hurricane Raphael, which is now post-tropical cyclone Raphael, moving off to the north pretty quickly. This to the left right here, that is a strong cold front, severe weather breaking out down to Missouri, portions of Illinois. And the reason I mention that, it's that front that will produce our next weather maker that moves in on Friday and Saturday. And it looks like we're headed for a sizable event as far as rain goes. 1 to 2 inches of rain should be expected Friday and into the first part of the weekend. We'll take a look at that in just a moment. Latest on Raphael as far as the waves go. How will that storm affect us? Well, seas should be running about 3 to 5 feet along the Maine coastline. This is the Wave Watch 3 model. Again, this is just one computer model's projection of what the waves are going to look like over toward the center of the storm. Look at that, 20, 25-foot waves. How about that? Here along the coast of Maine, small craft advisories are up, and seas are supposed to be between 3 and 6 feet or so right through the next couple of days. This is 10 o'clock in the morning on Thursday now. Notice seas again still running generally 3, 4, 5 feet. Nothing too impressive there. But what is sort of impressive, as the storm moves out, our next weather maker, that next storm, being that rain and wind storm I was telling you about for Friday and Saturday, that will produce some waves as well. So notice that one Saturday at lunchtime, we're seeing waves crashing along the Maine shore, 4, 5, possibly 6 feet there. So that's the Wave Watch 3 model. A lot of surfers have been asking me, hey Charlie, what are the waves looking like with this tropical system passing by offshore? Waves actually look to be a little bit higher on Saturday, but it'll probably be raining during that period as well. All right, Storm Tracker is going to start us off around 7 o'clock on Thursday morning. Note those clouds I was telling you about. Don't be shocked if you wake up to some clouds. We'll have some developing sun or a nice mixture of sun and clouds on Thursday. High temps will be a little bit warmer than today. I think we're near 60 at the coastline, lower to mid-60s inland. Now, as we head into Friday, things start to change. We'll have an onshore wind We'll keep some, the clouds will be developing. They'll be thickening late tomorrow night and into Friday. Notice some showers or even some drizzle possible developing during the day on Friday. Whatever falls as far as precip on Friday, it should be fairly light. The heavier precip, that should be reserved for Friday night. Not great news if you're heading off to any of the high school football games. You certainly want to bring the rain gear, at least based on this forecast. 8 o'clock Friday night, periods of rain. At least it's mild, though. I don't anticipate any snow with this one here. Upper 50s and lower 60s. In fact, overnight lows will stay in the upper 50s Friday night into Saturday. Now, there still are a few question marks on the timing of when this is going to move out. There's some forecast model guidance suggesting that the rain is going to move out as soon as Saturday morning. I'm not really buying into that right now. I think I'm going to keep the rain in the forecast right through the day on Saturday, with very late Saturday starting to see some clearing. It's not until Sunday that we see full sunshine return. So Sunday looks to be a pretty nice day around here, with temperatures returning into the lower 60s. Overall, not a bad looking forecast. Thursday looks nice, but then we have a couple of days of some wet weather heading our way. After that, things look pretty quiet around here, and overall temperatures look a little bit above normal, generally running in the 60s. For more on this weather forecast and a full look at your 7-day forecast, you can log on to our website at WGME.com. I'll have updates tonight at 11. I'll see you then. Have a nice night.